Previously on Dodgers Phillies, Teoscar Hernandez loves getting seed dumped all over his face. The entire Dodgers lineup does. The entire Dodgers team loves ending racism. Out comes a SoundCloud rapper. The Phillies are screwed. They put up a wild rally late that seems legit. That seems like it may tie this series up. Lube ready and all just for all of Philadelphia to get blue balled. And the Phillies head to Los Angeles down 2-0. Now, the Phillies, they're weird. Usually when you make a run in the postseason and fall short of the ultimate goal, it's a sign of things to come, a sign that you're only going to improve and just get even further next time out there. You got that experience under your belt now. The issue is, it seems the Phillies have a case of we peaked too much too early. Like one of those dudes who peaked in high school. I mean, we're talking Timothy Himmons himself, getting all the bitches. All the dudes wanted to be his friend just for him to progressively downgrade as he gets past high school. And by the time he's 30, he's just some deadbeat dad. The woman version of this would be like, imagine if Regina George, by the time she was 30, just became what Britney Spears is now. Or I guess I could have literally just used Britney Spears as an example. Point is, getting to the World Series in 2022 may have been the worst thing possible for the Phillies. So thank you for being here. Subscribed or not. And if you haven't joined the 49% Elite Humans, consider hitting that button if you like the videos, as 2023 seemed like the year. The Phillies had Houston on the ropes the year before that, but the Astros went on to prove they don't need that cheating cloud over their head to win a ring. You can argue they needed that ring more than the Phillies did. So whatever. You learn from the experience and come out swinging the next year, and they did exactly that. After a couple scrimmage games against the Marlins, they beat the Braves again and make the D-bags look like they don't fit, like they don't belong. I mean, this series seemed donezo after game 2. It's like they took a D-bag and shoved it up their mascot's ass. I've never been more confident in a series being over in my entire life. Their fans were already preparing to get back to the World Series. The party was on until that same D-bag crawled out of that mascot's ass, said, "As you can see, I am not dead!" And the D-backs shocked the world by somehow beating the Phillies in 7 games. Their hitting just fell off in the end. Okay, well, how about they win the division in 2024? They went in via the wild card both years before, so this time they win 95 games, get a first round bye, and take on another division rival, this time the Mets, only for the Mets to do what the Phillies did to the Braves 2 years in a row, but now to the Phillies. So they pull a Phillies on the Phillies, winning game 1, losing game 2 just to go back home, win both games, and knock them out like Clubber Lang in the first fight. So, okay, you look at this and notice the Phillies keep going backwards. They lose in the World Series, then lose in the round before that, then lose in the round before that. What the hell is all that? So by the trends, they're going to lose in the wild card round this year. Well, they made sure that wouldn't be the case. I mean, at first it looked like it could be. The Mets were not only in first place at one point, but had the best record in all of baseball, but eventually decided, screw it, have at it, Philly, go win the division. So they did. They secured the 2nd seed, so another first round bye. So they can't lose in a round before the NLDS, but they still technically could lose even more backwards than last year, even if it's in the same round. They lost in 4 games to the Mets, so if they get swept by the Dodgers, and they're 1 game from being swept after losing the first 2 at home, they actually would be taking another step back. So here we go, game 3, Dodgers Phillies, and this matchup was perfect for LA. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, one of the best pitchers this entire season, which, I mean, I would hope he is. He's getting paid like $30 million a year, but no, he's been worth every penny. He actually led all of baseball in hits allowed this year, which means the opposite of what I just said, I think. Like, he allowed the least amount of hits in baseball, or averaged the least amount given up per 9 innings or whatever. So, of course, he gives up 6 hits in 4 innings against the Phillies. They just kept hacking away like he was Yoshinobu Yamamoto from Temu. Kyle Schwarber hits a ball from Yamamoto back to damn near Japan. I mean, I've never seen a ball go this far, at least not to this part of Dodger Stadium. Then Bryce Harper, base hit. Alec Bohm, up the middle. Doesn't hit it hard, but he doesn't have to. Pages then tries to throw Harper out at third, but the ball skips away. Phillies have the lead, then a sac fly makes it 3-1. And this is all coming after the Dodgers had just taken the lead. Aaron Nola was the starter of this game for the Phillies, the polar opposite of Yamamoto. Bro was giving out hits this year like they were Costco samples. Nola's ERA was 6 this year, so of course he throws 2 scoreless innings to start this game, which is all they needed or wanted or hitter trusted from him. So in comes Ranger Suarez, who gives up a home run on the first pitch he throws to Tommy Edman. They call him Tommy Tanks, Tommy 2Ts, Tommy Titties, 1-0 Dodgers, just like that. It took one pitch from Suarez. So, of course, Suarez goes on to throw 5 innings and no runs given up after that. 7th inning, it's still 3-1. Clayton Kershaw comes in, puts the first 2 guys on, and miraculously gets out of this with no runs scored. Goes back out there for the 8th. I didn't even fully realize this, but the last playoff game Kershaw appeared in was 2 years ago. It was the one against the D-Bags, the same D-Bags who beat the Phillies, when he gave up 6 runs and just got 1 out. Well, he got more outs this time, 6 of them, actually. But he also gave up 4 more runs. Phillies were hitting him hard, even when they didn't score in the 7th, and it just completely fell apart in the 8th. JT Realmuto hammers one into the pavilion, 4-1 Phillies. Couple more guys on. Trey Turner smacks them both home. Then Kyle Schwarber, who is I gotta give credit to him. He's very diverse with how he hits home runs. He doesn't discriminate any part of the ballpark. After hitting one past the highest row possible, I mean, this thing went to frickin' Mars. He hits one not even in the first row. It lands on the floor beneath the first row in right field. 2 polar opposite shots. It all counts the same. 8-1 Phillies. And the broadcasters started talking about Kershaw like he was a sick dog that has to be put down soon. It was sad. And it was a sad game for the Dodgers. Ryan Kerkering comes in right after this with a 7-run cushion, just gets a bunch of harmless ground balls. Those are never an issue for anyone. And all of a sudden, it almost felt like the Phillies had the advantage now. Like, yeah, they're still down 2-1 in the series, but that's a big statement in this game, especially facing Yamamoto, beating him. And now you have your own ace on the mound, Christopher Sanchez, starting game 4, who dominated the Dodgers in game 1. By the way, shout out Nick, who's in the iTALK Discord server, which is pushing 1,000 members, by the way, so go join that if you haven't yet. It's in the pinned comment below. But he made a great point that Christopher Sanchez looks like a WNBA player. I can't unsee it. So we have a WNBA player taking on Tyler Glasnow pitching for the Dodgers. I mean, come on, this is just getting ridiculous. Let's go over it again. Pro bowler Mookie Betts and Hall of Fame baseball player on the side. Anime superhero Shohei Ohtani and best player ever on the side. Ken Barbie doll Freddie Freeman and Hall of Fame baseball player on the side. Gay stripper Kike Hernandez and Puerto Rican Barry Bonds in October on the side. SoundCloud rapper Blake Snell, 2-time Cy Young Award winner on the side. And now Oscar-winning actor Tyler Glasnow, nasty pitcher on the side. Dodgers have it all, man. Gonna be hard for a WNBA star to beat any of that, but Sanchez had no issue dildoing the Dodger lineup again. Wheels and deals, gets in and out of some trouble, but pitches into the 7th inning, no run score. There was one moment in the 5th inning when Alec Bohm misplayed a ball at shortstop, and the announcer roasted the hell out of him. He basically said the Dodger infield is completely smooth, like there's no hops that should happen, so like implying that he really had to screw up for this to happen.
There are no bad hops, believe me, in this infield. Bohm just kicked that one.
Boy, that was a routine double play ball for him going this way. I mean, just missed it.
But again, Sanchez worked around all that. There was another dicey moment in the 6th inning. Dodgers had runners on the corners, and Sanchez gets out of it. Little grounder here, obviously no issue on a play like this. Just goes to first to get the 3rd out. Meanwhile, Glasnow, a guy who pitched out of the bullpen in game 1, did his part starting this game. 6 innings, no runs, 8 strikeouts. Phillies only got 2 hits off of him. He was nasty. So because of the dominant pitching on both sides, you got a 0-0 game in the 7th. Dodger bullpen in the game. JT Realmuto leadoff base hit. Dodgers then get a double play ball just for this to not be caught by Emmett Sheehan, the new pitcher, trying to get it at first base. So Kepler goes all the way to second and scores after Nick Castellanos slams this down the line. So it's 1-0 Phillies now, and they're now 9 outs away from sending this series back home. The coolest Will Smith in Hollywood slams one up the middle. Trey Turner is not having, and he prefers the other Will Smith, the Cuck Smith. That's his mistake, because next hitter Alex Call works a walk. On an at-bat, the umpire himself admitted should have been a strikeout. Afterward, well, that's what happens when you prefer Cuck Smith over the actual cool Will. Like, it all went down kind of hill from here in this inning, at least. Then Kike, base hit, 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Out goes Sanchez, in comes Joan Duran, the Phillies closer. They're bringing him into this game in the 7th inning. He gets Andy Pages to ground out, which moves both runners over, so the Dodgers have the tying run 90 feet away and the go-ahead run at second base, but there are 2 outs. And even though Shohei Ohtani this series has looked like his old translator broke out of prison and was playing for him, the Phillies still choose to put him on first base. Wild world we live in where you intentionally choose to face Pro Bowler Mookie Betts with the bases loaded, but that's the Avengers for it. That's the Dodgers for you. And Duran looks like he was just chucking this thing and hoping for the best. Nasty pitches, but all over the place. Mookie gets 4 straight pitches over 100 miles an hour. The 4th one is up and walks the bases loaded to tie the game. Next up, Teoscar Hernandez with the bases loaded. He gets 3 straight fastballs, then a slider that drops from the clouds. Unfair, and it works. Next inning, in comes Roki Sasaki out of the bullpen, who gets a smooth 1-2-3 inning. Great, well, so does Duran, just making these Dodger hitters look like Hollywood actors attempting to be baseball players. On to the 9th, Sasaki, another 1-2-3 inning. Real Muto goes down on triple digits. Sit down, bottom 9, in comes Nicolas Cage. Jeez, imagine watching the Phillies for all of spring training, all 162 games, and it's up to Nicolas Cage to see if your season continues. And thankfully for them, he decides it will. 1-2-3 inning. Nobody has gotten on base on either side since that Mookie walk. We got extra innings. Roki Sasaki, man. He started the year crying. Now he's dominating in a postseason game. Bryson Stott can't help himself on this fastball. 9 up, 9 down for Roki. In comes Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies, their game 2 starter. So the Phillies have now used their game 1 and game 2 starters in this one game alone. Luzardo making the Dodgers look terrible. That's now 3 straight innings with nobody getting on base for either team. In comes Alex Vesia, Kyle Schwarber, ground ball, out number 1, but then Bryce Harper works a walk. Alec Bum shoots one to center. It's not enough to do anything, but this is. Wild pitch, Harper now in scoring position for Harrison Bader, and this at-bat goes for 10 pitches. Just didn't seem to ever end, but it finally did in a strikeout. Phillies can't cash in. Can the Dodgers finally do something? Well, not Freddie. He strikes out for what seemed like the 10th time. Him and Shohei. Tommy Titties works a great at-bat and sends this into left for a 1-out base hit. Okay, first base runner in 4 innings for the Dodgers. Then the coolest Will Smith in Hollywood. Not him. Nope. No, thank you. Slams this in the center, just like Bohm said, it's not enough to do anything. And this is looking like another scoreless inning for both sides. Well, then Max Muncy says hello. First pitch knocked through the middle. Titties goes to third. The Phillies season is 90 feet away from ending. And with a couple righties coming up, Phillies manager Rob Thompson goes back to his bullpen for Orion Kerkering. Next hitter up, Kike. He lays off some tough pitches and works a walk to load the bases up for Andy Pages, who hasn't done really anything up to this point in this series. He's 0-for-4 in this game. Phillies just got to get him out again to stay alive. God, this might be my worst nightmare. I always think about this in the moment. I've thought about this before, like being a pitcher in this kind of a moment. I'd be so scared I might flinch weird accidentally and called for a balk or something. Horrifying. Or Kerkering throws a first pitch 97-mile-an-hour sinker inside, jams Pages. He's not barreling that up, so Kerkering goes back to that. This time it's a lot more over the plate, but Pages still doesn't barrel it up. In fact, he hits it soft right back at Kerkering, who has this ball hit his shoe and kind of get away, but it doesn't get away too much. It's still right there, and Pages is not close to first. All he has to do is just toss over to first, and we're on to the 12th, but he goes home, throws it away. Every Phillies fan back in Philly goes,
Pages breaks his bat. Kerkering gotta find it. Throws to the plate. Oh my goodness! He throws it away, and the Dodgers have won.
He had Pages dead at first, and I don't think there's any explanation other than Kerkering's brain just halted common sense in that moment, just because of how intense and fast it was all unraveling. Like, I've said this about multiple plays this playoffs already, like other plays too. If this exact situation happens in May, Kerkering is picking that damn ball up and easily tossing it to first. Like, it's the easiest out he's ever had in his life. But because it's the playoffs, because this is a play you have to make or your entire season is over, no matter how simple or easy it is, his brain just went into panic mode. Pretty much all his teammates, including the catcher Realmuto, were pointing over to first base, like throw over to there, but he's not looking at them because he's looking for the ball. They were probably all yelling, first, but he can't probably hear that because of how loud the stadium is in that moment. But even with all that considered, you obviously should know the moment and go to first. I think just because it was such a vital moment, what should have been a very simple decision turned into an intense, chaotic, panic decision. I mean, this throw wasn't even close, but even if this throw was right to Realmuto, Kim is safe regardless. I mean, he actually missed home plate, I think, at first. That's why he immediately ran right back. But Realmuto also might have been called for obstruction here if he did catch this ball and Kim missed the plate. So I think he would have been safe either way. But yeah, tough. It's also incredible seeing the contrast between just what's happening. Like, Orion Kerkering is currently in the most depressing moment of his life. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are like, oh, happy day. Credit to Kerkering, who went in front of the media after the game, which he didn't need to do, but he did, and what he said lines up with what it seems like happened. He just said he got caught up in the moment and thought a throw home would be safer than going to first. He might have thought, like, he might have not trusted himself to make an easy throw to first because of the situation, even though it's a simple play. In a moment like that, first base must have felt like a football field away. It's just overthinking in a nutshell. But wow, you can see the hearts of every Phillies player go to their throats. Devastated. And I will say, yes, Kerkering, he obviously screwed this up, but the Phillies offense deserves not only just as much, but probably more of the blame for losing this game and this series. You scored 3 runs in game 1 in the second inning and did nothing the rest of that game, then did nothing until the last 2 innings of game 2, had the perfect opportunity to tie it up and failed, too little too late, then you score 1 run in 11 innings in this game. So yeah, Kerkering blew this play, but the Phillies offense is really what blew this game. And it's of course hard not to feel for Kerkering here. I mean, he's got to feel like the loneliest guy on the planet right now. Holy shit. Obviously, anyone who even thinks about sending him some sort of threat or crappy message on social media should be put on a freaking watch list. Like, just be normal, people. We all fail at things all the time. Difference is, Kerkering is successful enough to be at a point where the whole world sees his F-ups. But yeah, my next question is this. In my Cancel the Mets video, I mentioned I'm convinced they made a deal with the freaking devil in 1986 to be able to use any drug they wanted, just be absolute degenerates if it meant they could win a championship, but the catch is that they'd be cursed ever since then. Well, now I'm wondering what in God's name the Phillies did to win in 08, or maybe it was something they did later on. I mean, this has been brutal. This Phillies team worth almost $300 million, they lose in the World Series, then get upset in the round before that, then lose to their biggest rivals in the round before that, and just when you think it can't possibly get any worse, they lose on the most shocking, heart-wrenching way imaginable. Yeah, they might have peaked too early. Gonna be a long off season ahead. Let me know your thoughts and thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.